What time is it? It's Packard Folks at time. Hat? Check. Shirt? Check. Pants? Optional. Mug? Double check. Check us out at cafepress.com/PackardPokesat, where you can get all this great merchandise and more.
Do you like Packard Pokesat and want to hear it on demand and on the go? Download the free app today at Stitcher.com. Available on iOS, Android, Nook, and iPad.
This is Packard Pokesat, and I'm poking at your news. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another fine edition of Packard Pokesat. I am your immutable and unmutable host, Packard Sonic. And joining me tonight from the far west coast is Connie, Practical Magic 9.
From the sultry south end of Seattle. Hello, people. I'm melting. What a world.
And joining us from the ill that is Illinois is Tom, your friendly neighborhood atheist.
Yes, down we're finally getting some rain. End our drought.
There you go. I told you could have all that we had, so there it is. You're getting all we got. So
Well, I was just in Baltimore. They always get our weather 2 days after we do.
Oh, okay.
But they keep getting rain, so I'm not sure where the rain is skipping over us. I guess they were getting your rain.
At least you're getting some rain. And joining us from the far east coast is our atheist ranger.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And joining us from the plains of Texas is the quiet atheist.
I'm going to turn my frown upside down.
There you go. There you go. Before we get started, there's something I want to read because it's important, because it's very pertinent to our topic for tonight. Our First Amendment to the United States Constitution prohibits the making of any law respecting of an establishment of religion, ensuring that there is no prohibition on the free exercise of religion, abridging the freedom of speech, infringing on the freedom of the press, interfering with the rights to peaceably assemble, or prohibiting the petition for government readiness of grievances. It was adopted on December 15th, 1791, in one of the 10 commandments that constitutes our Bill of Rights. And that's our topic tonight. We are going to be discussing the slippery slope of religion into government. Because of a recent court decision by the Supreme Court, the fact is that the bulk of them, with the exception of two people, had decided on a case where a religious school was somehow able to get access to funds that our taxes provide, which should be going to other public schools. Even though that this was just for this church school to get funds for a playground, it could open up the doors for most anything else. I'll give you another example. A number of years ago, there was the Freedom for Religion stuff that opened up the doors so Indians could drink peyote for their religious practices, and now it's opened up the floodgates for a lot of other religious things out there, and religious people saying that, hey, we want to have special rights for our religion because of this or that or whatever, because of religion. We've opened up the floodgates left and right, and we are going to be, before too long, if this continues, we are going to be a fucking another Saudi fucking Arabia. Comments, anybody?
Well,
The Christian version.
Yeah, the Christian version.
Granted, evangelicals would probably want it to be their particular brand of a religion. That's the thing about religious freedom is, I don't know about other religions, but I know that most evangelical Christians or Christians, they think it's all about them.
Yeah.
And all the others are pagan and false. But this is discrimination versus augmenting special treatment. That's what I heard in another video, and I thought that was a really succinct way of saying it. The fact is this preschool in Missouri at a Lutheran church, they on their website, they say the ministry tabs, it is a learning center, and the mission of the church school is religious instruction. But they're trying to frame this argument in the public about this is about skinned knees on our playground. And I'm just remembering that if in the 80s, Pat Robertson saying that we don't want government in our religion. We should be very wary of them wanting us to have like preschools in our churches, and because we're inviting the intrusion of government. And now it's flipped on its head. And it's like, this used to be something that you would seek the donations of the community to fund something like resurfacing your playground, or seek the donation of a local business to say, because it's a tax write-off. So I don't know why they insisted on having this has to be this thing that the state is offering to different schools, preschools.
Right.
Except, just like, well, we should be able to do this. We're doing this thing. Why are we having everybody else pay for it? But anyway.
Yeah. Now there was a liberal justice Sotomayor. I'm probably totally tearing up her name. Wrote in a dissenting opinion saying that the court had swept away legal precedents that allowed for limits on state funding for churches. Fellow liberal Ruth Bader Ginsburg also dissented. 2 out of 7. The case is nothing less than the relationship between religious institutions and the civil government. That is, between church and state. The court today profoundly changes that relationship by holding the first time that the Constitution requires the government to provide public funds directly to a church, she wrote.
$20,000 of taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
But see, one of the big problems that I've noticed, after the elections was them appointing Betsy DeVos as in the position of Secretary of Education.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She's working to bring religion into all the schools.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's working hard on that.
And then to give them extra footing, or should I say power, or whatever you want to call it, you got mostly conservatives in the Supreme Court right now. So, it's going to pose, they're going to pose a significant threat to the secular democracy of this country,
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw a post this week that one of the other justices is retiring this year. And so that bodes poorly.
He chose poorly.
And again, with churches, they have tax exempt status, even like pastors. Let's say that this is a lowball, obviously, suggestion here, but if their salary is $10,000 a year and $3,000 of that is for housing, then pastors only have to pay tax on $7,000, except that they can also double dip and take their mortgage off of that $7,000. And you're talking about religious churches who are having schools, and I don't even begin to know why they should already have exempt statuses and then be able to get government grants for things. At some point it's negative to the point of ridiculous, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I think you're dead on here. We have a comment from the chat room from Nikolai H. Thank you for your comment. It says, perfect example is the FN using peyote, which I just pretty much just mentioned. Their use in no way infringes on the rights of others, but the Christians' insistence that they can discriminate against gay does. And that's exactly what one of the things that opened up the floodgates, even though the thing about the peyote was the Christians are using that as a excuse to discriminate against gays.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Churches benefits because they're tax exempt. They can hire whom they want and without discrimination charges.
Yep.
And they have extensive freedoms to rule on internal matters. And if they want to have an LLC, they're expedited in getting that, and they do not have to file a 990 form, which tracks every penny of your expenditures. They're exempt from all of these things. It winds up being like the iceberg as far as the financial benefits, and I think that's what the churches have realized is that the financial benefits to them, besides the power that you wield if you go in bed with government, or if you rule it. I don't know.
One of the things was, this happened a few years back. Some woman had gotten pregnant at a church, and she worked for this church actually, but she didn't get it through natural means. She got it through artificial insemination, and I think it was because she was also a lesbian, but she didn't tell that to them, and they fired her, and she fought it. I'm not sure if it went all the way up to the Supreme Court, but it went up to one of the courts, and the court said, yeah, they have a right to fire you if you don't follow their doctrine and their beliefs. The church said that because you got pregnant on your own, which really doesn't make sense. But you violated these terms, and so we were able to fire you, and the court stood behind that, which is total bullshit. This slope has been slipping more and more, and just in the last few years.
Well, Trump is working very hard on ending the Johnson Amendment, which cuts out the church's ability to speak on government because they don't pay taxes, and cutting out the Johnson Amendment just gives them a whole another source of power and a source of influence. And it's becoming a slippery cliff. We're jumping off of it.
Yes, it is. And by the way, from our commenter, it's Nicola. I apologize. It's Nicola, not Nikolai. I have a southern Wisconsin accent, so I kind of slur everything at the end. So I apologize. Atheist Ranger, you have not chimed in. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't think this particular case is that big because obviously it's just a fucking playground. But I think we can agree that this goes beyond the playground, because if churches can receive taxpayer money for fucking anything, that does lead to a slippery slope. And as far as the LGBT is concerned, I actually got into an argument today with some Christian I usually go back and forth with. At least last time I checked the stats, there's still 26 states that don't have any protection for gays in the workplace. That means in 26 states, you can still be fired for being gay, whether it's church or not. Yeah, that's for all places of employment.
I think the reason that this is important is because the Supreme Court actually ruled on this. This went all the way up to the top, and it's a little thing. It's a playground in Missouri. It's it seems like a small thing, but the Supreme Court ruling on something has a way of swaying stuff. And again, I'm not really all that deft in this kind of stuff about law, but that's where it could be important.
I'll give you another example. Something everybody should probably know is the Hobby Lobby case. Yeah. That was another one that opened up the door even more when they said that Hobby Lobby could say, hey, because of our business's religion. I didn't know a business could have a religion.
Well, corporations are people, so that's what really started. Corporations became people.
Corporations are people.
Corporations.
God damn it, Packard, you're racist.
That's racist, Packard. It's racist. So, but no, they opened up even more of the door to say, hey, that because of our religion, that we can say what happens in business. Just because your boss or the owner is religious, then we can just do the people who are employed underneath them can have to follow that religious rule, and that's just garbage. That's just fucking garbage.
Yeah, and then what did you have immediately after that? You had Christian, mostly like the Christian cake shops saying, "Oh, well, you're doing the exact same thing." Which, by the way, to any idiots out there, this goes beyond fucking cake shops when it comes to the gay community, because with these so-called, with this slippery slope between church and state, that gay people could get denied housing. Again, as I just mentioned earlier, they could get fired just for being gay. Yep. I mean, the list goes on and on. In fact, I think we covered this story a few months ago. South Dakota just passed a law that allows faith-based adoption agencies.
Oh yeah, we mentioned that. We touched it.
Yeah, to vouch out of providing that service to not only just gays but to atheists such as ourselves.
Yeah, to dovetail off of that for just a moment, there was originally it was a court case where a gay cake maker was saying that they didn't want to give access to make cakes for gays. Now, it's not the one that happened out in Washington. It's
Oregon, but yes.
Yeah, Oregon. Thank you.
And we're all the same.
Yeah, it's all the same out there. You Westerners are all the same.
Green and beautiful. God damn it. Pacific Ocean. We're awesome. Anyway.
Right.
Sorry.
I want to every bigoted Christian out there, man, it's almost like I want to make each of them a cake butthole.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway,
so that way they can look at the damn cake and see what they look like, a bunch of fucking assholes.
Right. It's called a bunt cake, which also sounds like butt cake.
It does.
I was hoping that through a cake shop where I live would do that, and I'd go in there and order cake of couple having sex. More missionary position, of course. Say, this is how you like it, right?
Tom, they actually have specialized cake shops for that. I'm just saying. But anyway, though, this case was originally told by the Supreme Court that they wouldn't hear it. But now all of a sudden, now they're going to hear it. Now, the reason why is this cake maker and his lawyer is saying, well, it's art and I'm an artiste. Because I'm an artiste, I should not be able to have to cater to gay people because reasons and my religious beliefs. Who wants to take bets? Who wants to take bets because of the way this court is skewed that they're going to say, okay, cake maker, because of your religious beliefs, you can say no to anybody you want. Oh, you're unmarried? Oh, well, we can't give you a cake to get married because you're not married yet. So you can go fuck off. Oh, you're gay? Oh, you can just go fuck off. Oh, you two are just living together and you have a kid together and you want to make a cake for your kid? Oh, you can go fuck off. Who wants to take bets that they are going to fucking rule in the fucking favor of this fucking bigoted pile of shit?
I made soup earlier. Does that mean I'm an artist too?
Yes, yes.
As an artist, I have to say that my most repressed time was when I was a Christian, because it's like, how do you do anything? How do you do any fucking thing? Everybody says, oh, you're an artist. You're supposed to do this thing for Jesus now. And I'm going, what if I don't want to? You know, but everything is supposed to be for the Lord. And I remember in college, my first drawing class, we had nude models, and it was really amazing because my art exploded. It just like, maybe that's not the right term to use, but it anyway.
Exploding art next time on Geraldo.
Exploding art. But no, well, you know what? If you want to have your anti-gay cakes, then go ahead and bake them for the church. God damn it! But I don't. No, that's not what this is about.
While we are poking at your news, you can poke us at Facebook and Twitter, or poke us with an email at ppapodcast@gmail.com, or leave us a message at 662-709-PPAP. Join us live on YouTube/Packard Pokesat on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time. Be part of the conversation by live chatting with us during the show. Enjoy the show? Help support us by becoming a monthly patron at patreon.com/Packard Pokesat, or look awesome by buying something at cafepress.com/Packard Pokesat. No money, no problem. You can help us by sharing the show with friends and rate us on iTunes and Stitcher. For everyone that shares and rates us, you kick ass.
The Atheists,
the Bible,
and No Wardrobe, the podcast.
Wait a minute. No wardrobe? You mean we're going to be naked while we do this?
Well, seeing how I'm an atheist and I'm reading the Bible, and since clothes are flammable, fire, I thought it might be a good idea to take them all off first.
Naked or not, follow along as we read, analyze, and try to keep you from falling asleep as we go through this boring-ass book.
Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker. Who knows? We may even be on YouTube someday.
I think I'm going to make a t-shirt that says, hey, I'm a Christian. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Religious freedom. So go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I was just about to say that. I still think too highly of this ruling when it happens to them. First of all, if an atheist opens up a cake shop and says, hey, it's against my secular belief to have my cakes in religious events, you can go fuck off. You think they're just going to say, oh, okay, that's his right? Fuck no. They're going to be out there with their church friends protesting that business.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh. This also happened like with some kind of pizza shop too. That he tried pulling this shit, saying, "Oh, I'm being persecuted for my religious beliefs because I can't, because I said I don't want to serve gay people." And he started some Kickstarter or whatever, and it's like, "Yeah, no, you don't get to do that, dude."
I got another T-shirt idea.
Sure,
I'm a Christian, and the Supreme Court says I can get whatever I want. The Supreme Court says my opinions are more important than yours.
Yeah, no, the Supreme Court says your religion is more important than everybody else's rights.
Which, by the way, is also dangerous because I believe obviously, if we look towards the Middle East, I mean, a woman can't go out in public without a fucking man. Let's say some Muslim decides to, assault a Christian woman because she's out in public by herself. I don't think they would enjoy that very much.
No, you're right. There are people out there like that. And as a matter of fact, I saw a meme about a Muslim guy who was saying this kind of stuff. He was saying if a woman is out by herself, walking by herself, she should have been home. So if she gets raped, it's her own fault.
Damn, that's fucked up, man.
Yep.
Well, we can find that in the Old Testament if she doesn't scream out.
Yeah. Now I have a comment here that's from the FFRF. It says this case shames the High Court in another way. It should have never been decided. The state of Missouri, a week before April oral arguments, changed its policy and permitted churches to compete for grants, mooting the case. The court would kick most cases to the curb where the parties agree, but here, the majority simply passed over the footnote. Clearly, a majority of the ultra-conservative court was keen on this opportunity to eviscerate many state provisions predicated on Thomas Jefferson's original Virginia statute for religious liberty. The heart of the Jefferson statute guarantees that no citizen may be forced to pay taxes that are used to erect, attend, or support any place of worship. Some 33 states' constitutions have language often referred to as the Blaine Amendment, that contains strong guarantees against public support for religion. Article 1, Section 7 reads that no money shall ever be taken from the public treasury, directly or indirectly, in aid of any church, sect, or denomination of religion, or and aid of any priest, preacher, minister, or teacher thereof as such, and no preference shall be given to nor discriminate made against any church, sect, or creed, or religion, or any form of religious faith or worship. James Madison, the father of the First Amendment, opposed even a 3-penny tax to benefit churches. Unfortunately, a decision approving what may appear to be, at first blush, to be a minor usage of tax dollars may open the floodgates. Today's decision guts Jefferson and Madison's wise counsel against forcing taxpayers to spend even a 3 pence in support of religion. We will all suffer the consequences.
Yep, follow the money.
Follow the money.
This is just such garbage. I mean, I remember Pat Robertson and his ilk back in the late 70s, early 80s, just railing against the idea that government should intrude into religion. And all I can figure is that a lot of churches, a lot of denominations have figured out that there's a profit in it now. And so they're like, oh, now they're all for it.
Heck yeah. Even the politicians in Washington are for it, man. Yeah. They could get their candidates, their candidates can be put in a position where they stand a better chance of winning the presidency with all of these churches all around the country, endorsing them, funding them and their campaigns, and now that they're ripping apart the Johnson Amendment, they're going to have even more footing and more momentum. And it's ridiculous. It's like reaching into a hole that is completely bottomless, right? And it's filled with money to the top.
Yeah. And since churches pay no taxes, they have, in essence, almost a bottomless well of funds. They
have a bottomless hunger.
Yeah.
What they have.
Yeah. Well, they have a bottomless hunger for control as well. And this is just going to open up even more. I willing to bet you within the next couple few years, this is going to be pointed as a reference to say, hey, we can do a thing with our church, and what the pastor needs a new place for his car to park on because reasons now. Oh, we need more parking, so we want to take and blast out that science lab next door so we have more parking because you've already opened up the door for this shit. This is bullshit. This is the people who are on the Supreme Court, with the exception of the 2 dissenters in this case. You people are fucking morons. You are using your religion to cloud your fucking judgment. You should be fucking removed legally.
But it is.
Okay, I read an article on The Atlantic by Molly Worthington, who is the author of something about reason, crisis of authoritarian American evangelicalism, and she's an assistant professor at the U of NC in Chapel Hill. And she's just commenting, because I was trying to research about evangelicals and their stance with regards to politics and how it intrudes into religion, or they influence politics, and it's weird. It's also an article about how Trump actually got elected and how the evangelicals are his base. And the Christian evangelicals have a long record of being highly pragmatic rather than the purists in their libertarianism. Throughout American history, they have been more than happy to use the tools of the federal government to protect their own authority and advance a moral agenda, for example, prohibition. And our president's isolationist approach plays well amongst Americans who believe that the time has come to restore the capitalist order as God intended it to be, with native-born white Americans at the top. And Trump's dictator-like charisma is essential to his appeal. And I just can't skip over the fact that Trump is going to further change the flavor of the Supreme Court that's ruling on these things. And he's not going to get any no's from the middle America, even though everything he's promoting is directly against everything that they should be interested in, because evangelicals aren't interested in change and they fear change so much.
As far as I understand now, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there's still a couple of seats still open on the Supreme Court, and Trump could usher in even more of these right-wing retards.
Yes, I already mentioned that one of the justices is retiring. I don't know about any others. Sorry.
Yeah. He hasn't announced it yet, but it's quite possible that he might do so yet. Yep. But and the fact is, if he does that, then Trump's going to put in somebody else that's just going to be even more fucking right-wing than he is.
Why didn't we all fucking storm the White House when Obama was being obstructed? I mean, I think that's I don't know which is more frustrating, the smiling, grinning turtle faces of the GOP, or the fact that the Democrats were just so fucking powerless to do anything.
Yeah,
that's how it's been for a long time. Is the Democrats really don't do anything? They're too cowardly to actually do anything, and what little they do accidentally do, the Republicans immediately jump on to dismantle it.
Yeah.
It's the difference between hawks and sparrows, I guess. And I just
Democrats, you need to get your asses in gear. This is fucking bullshit.
Or we need to have a new party.
Yeah. Maybe we need a new party. Maybe we need a new party to get behind. Somebody that's going to actually do something in this country. Democrats, you've had your time. Maybe it's time for our Democrats to just say, we're going to move to a new party that's going to stop this bullshit from the GOP. The GOP has proven one thing, that they're tenacious, and they try to get shit done, and they stand behind each other and do it. They don't get all ooh, fucking stop being such a bunch of pussies.
I think that the main problem is they need to let their fucking balls drop, man.
Yeah, no
get that voice change going.
Well, they can't do anything because they're afraid to piss off their big donors, which, by the way,
that's
should.
The big problem.
Yeah, they
all of them are reliant on money. All of them spend far more time trying to get money than they do actually doing their job.
Fundraising.
Yeah,
yes.
Fundraising.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree.
That's part of
Maybe we need to take the money out of politics.
Yes, absolutely.
Would that help? I mean.
Yes. That's why they need to start listening to Bernie.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we are at the end of our half hour here. So I'm going to get last thoughts on this. So we're going to go round robin. John, what are your last thoughts on this?
I think it's all a great big shit show right now. And I tell you, it's only going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
Especially with all of these new policies that they're pushing forth into the government. They're blasting the Constitution apart right now,
Yeah.
And with good old Jeff Sessions, saying that the separation of church and state is unconstitutional,
Yeah.
And they're doing everything they can to tear it apart and rip it away. And, you got an idiot, running the country now, and they got another idiot as vice president.
Yeah.
They're running it into the ground like a real junky car that you just keep running into the fucking dirt every week and not fixing it,
Yeah,
that's the problem. Something huge is going to have to happen before anything changes. I think California needs to succeed before anyone even.
Yeah. I could go. I know that piece of shit car can go that extra mile. All we have to do is just keep pushing it. Maybe it'll keep going.
Yeah.
We for the last 8 years we've been crawling at the slowest possible pace towards environmental consciousness, and environmental efficiency and thinking about the environment and doing something about the environment. And now Trump wants to pour money into the coal industry and get that going again.
Yeah.
So we are moving backwards. As we're watching every other country slowly move past us because we're moving backwards.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Atheist Ranger, your final thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, I think we all can agree that Trump is obviously going to be a one-term president if he doesn't get impeached by then.
That's what we said about Trump or Bush.
I'm not willing to make that bet.
I am. I think, and quite frankly, I think anyone who doesn't vote Democrat in the 2008 election are fucking morons, because you obviously see what happens.
True.
It's obvious.
Who the Democrats going to drag out of the dirt to put up against Trump?
Yeah.
I mean,
as far as I'm concerned, the only choice they do have is Elizabeth Warren.
Well, you guys do know that The Rock is planning on running in.
We talked about that.
Yeah, in 4 years.
We talked about that. Tom, what are your final thoughts on this?
Just watch the world burn.
Yeah, that's.
Let's all just get a big beer. Hell, I got a big bottle of whiskey in my liquor cabinet, and we could just get some glasses and get some ice, and we could just sit back, get front row seats to the shit show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no shit. Connie, what are your last thoughts on this?
Oh, I'd like to be that casual, but I've got grandkids and I'm pissed. And I'm just reminded that if you let the camel get his nose into the tent, then the rest of it usually follows. And guess what, you fuckers, you evangelical nimnos? No, you know what? Just stay there in your own little world and let us live side by side, which that's what the framers meant. It didn't mean that you get to run shit. I'm pissed. And I just look, I would love for Democrats to, I'm willing to put my money behind whatever pony wants to win this race, but we need somebody who's going to stand up. And I don't know, maybe Democrats are a little bit too hippy dippy and want to just pass out flowers instead of just saying, back the shit down.
Yeah.
You know what? No, you don't get to do this.
Yeah.
Because that's what we want, and that's what we need to do. We need to make our voices heard somehow. We outnumber them. If we outnumber them by sheer numbers, and I don't want to see a class war or anything else happening. But God damn it.
Yeah, I totally agree. My final thoughts here: opening the door with the religious amendment, saying, "Hey, freedom of religion." So for the peyote stuff, that was the tip of the nose of the camel. This is the rest of the fucking camel. This cannot stand. Close the fucking gate. Get the camel out of the tent. Otherwise, we are all going to be fucking wearing burqas or whatever, because fucking religion, Christianity religion, is going to start demanding that next.
Oh, guess what's the more militant religion?
Yeah,
sitting there waiting for this to happen. Exactly right. Yeah. It's like, oh, you want that? Guess what? You're gonna get that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be what you want though.
Yeah. It's
the monkey paw thing.
They're gonna end up saying, "Oh, come on, Packard, put on this burqa. You'll like it."
What I do privately at home is nobody else's business. Anyway, if you'd like to make a donation to the show, we have a new PayPal address. It's paypal.me/PackardPokesat. You can make a donation as little as $1 once a day, once a month, whatever you want to make. And I want to thank my anonymous donor again for this month, helping me keep my roof over my head this month. I appreciate that. You have no idea how you've also helped me keep my car for another month as well. So if you would like to make a donation, help me keep a roof over my head, lights on, and my car in my driveway until I get that stupid thing paid off. I'm so close.
Yes. It's always good to have people like that. You know what I mean? I'm extremely thankful for what I have when it comes to YouTube, man. You got so many people out there who are willing to invest their time into you, man, and that's fucking awesome.
Yes, it is. And we will be back on Wednesday for our 5 o'clock show at 5 p.m. Central Time, and then our staff meeting follows immediately thereafter, which will be available on iTunes and Stitcher. And then again next week at 9 p.m. Central Time for our regular show, which will be an hour long, and then the show will be up probably on Saturday or Sunday, depending when everything comes out. So until then, this has been Packard Pokes At with Okay, Let's Talk.
And that's a wrap.